All right, guys, welcome back to the studentcast. We're on the third episode. Thank you to anyone who's come back. Thank you to everyone who's clicked on, who's brand new. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing all right. So, how are you doing, bud?
Oh, not bad, not bad. Getting up early, starting my new job.
Oh yeah.
It's
How's
decent.
how's it been going for you?
It's not bad. I mean, waking up early is a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
at least I'm finished work before 8. Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That is blessed. That is blessed.
So the other day, I was thinking of it, and I was thinking about how many people I saw at uni doing drugs. Right. I know, like, when we were in high school and stuff, you hear about people and you know people who are doing drugs, but I mean, the sheer volume that I've seen at uni is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Um. Well. Well. I don't know really, because obviously, as you know, I'm not that sort of person.
No, neither am I, but
No.
both drug frigids.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 100%. Lads, say no to drugs. But basically, I do. I feel like for a lot of people, and it's not just in drugs themselves, but I feel like because they've been living at home for so long and they
Mm,
finally have this taste of freedom that they have before, that
yeah,
they decide to just do everything they can that their parents wouldn't let them do.
yeah,
So I feel like, especially during first year, during the first few months, I feel like a lot of people who will do that sort of stuff,
yeah,
it will be during that sort of time. And I feel like once they've settled down and once they've realised that it's all just is shit, basically,
yeah,
and how it's just such a pointless thing for you to do,
yeah.
that they would start become more normal.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like I remember at the start of uni, I think most unis have it. It's like freshers fair. So you go up and you sign up to all your clubs and societies and all that kind of stuff. That same night, it's like all the drug dealers met up, and on the main strip of uni, they come out at night and like, "Yo, G, you smoke?" Yeah, and you're like, "Hmm, maybe." And he's like, "Yo, take my number, take my number. I got all of that. I got Star Dog. I got Skittles, £5 a bag. Shout me, shout me, shout me." And you see that the whole campus, right? I remember the first day, I was like, how many fucking people have become drug dealers here? Like, what the hell? This is ridiculous. And then, like, even if you call them, they fucking never pick up.
Well, I don't know. I don't know because literally, I didn't have that sort of experience because of I only because the thing is like obviously we knew people who did that, but it wasn't one of the things where we were actively with them that much for us to experience what it was sort of like
Yeah,
to be to be a to be buying drugs and getting drugs because obviously as because with my sort of ideas as soon as I find out someone does that it shows me what type of person they are,
yeah,
and then as a result I will probably not speak to them or not. Yeah, I feel like it's one of them things, but I feel like definitely during first year, a lot of people who you wouldn't expect to drink, to do drugs and that sort of stuff. It's always unexpected sort of people who
yeah.
are into that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Also, like, if you think about it, back in when you were younger, you would always think, oh, no, I would never touch anything like that. I would never do anything, right? And now you know, fucking every other man is snorting cat every weekend and doing coke, and it's like, what the hell? What happened here? Like, so
Yeah,
what has changed that you're now fucking doing cat and spending like 50 quid every couple of weeks on just like this magic white powder or whatever?
you know, it's I feel like it's definitely a letdown when you see people who are really good in school, they really work hard, just for them to come to university and sort of not mess it up per se, but
Mm.
but but they start focusing on the less important things instead of the actual university studies.
Yeah, I mean, I think loads of people don't come to uni for the very reason. Most people go to uni just for that like uni experience. They don't actually
Yeah,
need to
no,
go to
no,
uni.
100%. I feel like with university, I definitely feel like A levels were so much harder,
Oh, definitely.
and I feel like a lot of people come to university and then they realise it's not as hard as they would first thought.
Yeah,
So then they decide to, oh fuck it, I'm going clubbing every Wednesday, and I'm doing drugs, I'm drinking a lot, like
yeah. It's just. I don't get it. It's not the right way to move. And I've just got my results, and I did decently well. But there's a group chat for all the engineers, first year engineers, and there's a lot of them. There's like
Yeah.
couple hundred people in this group chat, and a lot of people didn't pass, right? Because of like,
Wow.
well, because they didn't have those end of year exams to rely on, and they're complaining to the university because apparently they're not happy that they're being failed on grades that they got in December exams. They're like annoyed that they did shit, and then they want the university to be like, no, that's okay because we didn't have exams in the summer. It's okay. You don't have to, you know. But
Well, it's just really really annoying when you have these like unserious people who
oh
then
yeah,
who and like because you know you get them people who do fuck all and they somehow coast, they somehow get good grades at
yeah,
university. But then there's people like this who almost as if they had like the university owns them this grade. It's sort of like no, well, I'm paying 9K a year.
mm,
I should be passing. I should be getting the grade, sort
yeah.
of thing.
But they didn't put in any of the work. Like,
It's one of those things where honestly, at university, it like I don't know. I feel like people don't realise that you're spending a lot of money to come to this university for you just to fuck about. Like, where's the point?
yeah, like
And it's one
spot
of those
on.
things where obviously, in most cases, people have done A levels
Yeah,
to get into university, and obviously they must have got somewhat decent grades to be able to get into university.
mm,
So like, if you put half as much work as you did in that as you did university, you get a 2-1 easily.
easily, yeah. And people just don't put in the work at uni. It's like I get frustrated because I'm in the library all the time, and then I just see all of these men roll up when it comes to May revision time, and I'm like, suck your dick. You're not real library fans. You don't really
Yeah,
love the library like I do.
yeah, you know.
That's such a
Well,
neat.
yeah, no, well, I don't know because like especially this sort of time, okay, it pays off to sort of okay, but obviously you being unique is one thing, but like, but you actually focusing on university and sort of being like,
Yeah,
well, no, at the end of the day, like, I'd rather get the grade I want to be able to work in the job I want for the next 50 years of my life
yeah,
than having to say you failed university and now you're working in like, okay, cool. Well, so obviously any other job, but like you're working in a job which you don't have to go to university for, sort of
yeah.
thing,
It's
and
more like
there's
you're working in a job that you don't love.
yeah,
That's
yeah, no, exactly.
also my mentality is I'm just gonna work hard throughout the year, like as hard as I can, so I can be content with whatever I got. Usually, once I'm happy with it, it's at a decent level, and then I know within myself, I'm like, okay, I don't believe I have to resit here, and that means I have a whole summer free. So I
Yeah.
invested that time early doing my work and getting it done to a high standard so I can have a whole summer stress free. Like I feel peak for the people who have to resit now. Like they've probably
Oh,
just been
mate.
sitting at home doing nothing, having 2 wanks a day, and now they have to get out a textbook and try like revise. But our course is doing a open book online exams, which basically means if you don't pass, you're just shit at cheating or googling like that.
Oh, you know what? I couldn't think of anything worse because it was basically I received an email from my lecturer for one of my modules who
Yeah,
said, "Oh, the email they said, oh, this is for 25 students." So, and he basically explained about what the resets are,
yeah,
and he explained the reset and what topics to revise for the exam in August.
yeah,
So instantly, I thought, "Oh crap." Okay, well, this is obviously I'm one of the 25, so I've obviously failed my exam. Yeah.
mm,
But then, bro, I text Big Man and I say, "Oh, so does this mean I have failed?" Then he has to cheat to say, "No, it wasn't meant for you. It was meant for the 25 out of the 320 students we have here." But basically, he sent an email to
oh
the
yeah,
whole cohort
yeah,
to 320 students,
yeah,
but it was intended for less than 10% of them.
yeah, because it saves them 5 minutes searching through all those
Oh,
25
mate,
students.
and
So you just send it to all of them. That's the same
I
as
honestly,
our lecturers. They send us all of the research stuff for all the students, even though you're not resetting.
you know what? Like I don't understand doing it if it was more than 1/3 of the cohort. So let's just say in my cohort there's 320
So at
people.
least
If
100.
it was intended, if it was intended for 100 people, cool, send it to the whole thing. When it's
25.
25, and the thing is, if you use I don't know, Outlook nowadays, you haven't got to type the whole name.
No, you just start typing it, fills in, hit enter, and keep going. But
ridiculous. I had the biggest heart attack. I was literally there, like, oh shit, like how have I done this? Because the exam was easy as well. So I was like, okay, how have I done that?
yeah,
How have I pulled that out of the bag? But then obviously he reassured me. But when he reassured me, he said it. He's emailed me as if it was my fault for misinterpreting it.
I mean, I had a lecturer like that who's anytime you email him, he'd at you. Like I don't think even I misspelled it, but I think it might have been autocorrect that changed and the name because I was mentioning it at one of the other lecturers because the two that taught us the same module, and I misspelled her name, and at the end of the email, right, he wrote it was like, by the way, this is how you spell it. It's the that version's the male, this version's the female. I was like, what? Why did you have to add that? That's so petty. What?
Bro, I hate them type of people. Honestly.
But he was a good lecturer, so I kind of like have mixed opinions about him. But
well, no, do you know what it is? It's because he's so smart.
Yeah.
And he knows he's so smart that he feels like he's doing you a favour.
Yeah.
By teaching you something.
I mean, he is, but you know.
Yeah.
But I'm paying him to do it.
Yeah. Mate, honestly, being a lecturer, it seems quite. I feel like being a lecturer, it would be good towards the end of your career. So you've done all you need to. You've been a CEO. You've been like a big wig. But then for you to actually teach the subject you love, it's got to be sick. It's got to be sick.
I mean, you get paid quite a lot. I always said that I'd like to be a teacher at the end of my career because I feel like the education system is flooded with shit teachers. Any teacher that's listening to this, make sure you're not shit. If you're shit, fix up. But yeah, there's a lot of shit teachers in school, and a teacher can change the way you see a subject completely. You could have one good 100%. Teacher that makes you fall in love with the subject, and one shit teacher who makes you hate the subject.
100%. Literally, at our school, our secondary school, I have that experience.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, with our chemistry teacher, for instance.
Yeah. Oh god.
That completely put me off any idea of doing science at A level completely.
Yeah. It's not ideal. Like,
no.
Some teachers are just awful at their job. It's because they don't care about it. Like, they really don't give a shit. And
100%. Like, they see it more as, like you said, like a 9 to 5 paying job.
I mean, the best teachers are always the ones who don't have a degree in teaching. They have a degree in a field, and then they just do the teaching 1-year teaching course or whatever it is, so they can become a teacher. Just shows that you can actually teach people, and they're always the best teachers because they actually understand the subject properly, not someone who went to school to teach people how to teach people.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? I generally feel like maybe 15, 20 years from now, I would love to become a teacher.
Yeah.
I may do it.
The holidays are sick.
Yeah, well, I feel like as soon as you have kids and grandkids, that's probably your time to become a teacher.
Yeah.
Because it means you spend a lot more time with them.
Yeah. But, loads of people don't want to teach. Or I feel like loads of teachers hate kids. So it's like so counterproductive. Like, why are you getting into teaching at all if you don't like kids? Or
I think is, I feel like, especially in that case, I feel like they're usually older teachers who've been teaching for 20 years and have had shit every year from kids, so they find it more and more difficult to like them.
Yeah, I mean, we had a teacher in our school who taught us physics and who got absolutely abused by students.
Oh yeah,
he got violated by every single student from year 7 to year 13. Every one of them took the piss out of him from day one. He was there for generations, but he was such a smart guy as well. He was so smart. He was just not in the right field where he's teaching kids science. Most of them are fucking like can't even do basic maths. And he's trying to motivate all these kids to learn about physics, and which is an extremely interesting subject, but trying to teach 14-year-olds like how light works, I don't envy him.
100%. You know what? Especially with that teacher, I feel like he would have made like a good lecturer.
Oh yeah, yeah. He should have moved up to higher education because he was wasting his time teaching high school. Like, it is bollocks. Do you know what? Right. I wanna see what you think it is. I saw something that it was on a YouTube video, and it was
Okay.
this guy. He was having a look. No, it was Calix. Yeah, if anyone knows Calix on YouTube, shout out. But Calix went with this girl, and he was asking her a bunch of questions because she does OnlyFans, right?
Oh yeah.
And he asked her gave her multiple choice, and he asked her what is her income, and he was like, the one she picked was 500K plus annually.
Well, you've got to remember there are so many thirsty men out there who are, and there's a lot of weirdly, okay, I wouldn't say rich, but I feel like they put all their money into it, sort of thing.
Yeah, there's
And you
people
know
that
what?
get addicted to
If I was
buying
a
sex stuff.
if I was a fit girl, a fit young girl, I'll be doing the exact same thing.
But all right, so let's take it this perspective. If that's your daughter, what would you say to that?
Well, okay. Well, at the end of the day, it depends how old she is.
All right, you have to. I'm pretty sure you have to be at least
as
18.
soon as she's 18, as soon as she turns 18, she can do whatever she wants, really, because it's sort of because it's one of the things where obviously I'm not going to enjoy hearing about it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I can't stop her from doing it because obviously, especially bro, if she's making 500K, that means I'm getting nice birthday and Christmas presents, which is the important thing.
Yeah, that's exactly why you want to have kids. No, but it's like, would you talk about it at dinners? You're like, oh, how's work? Well, this guy wanted me to get like a rubber foot and stick it up my vagina while I
Well,
sucked on a
I
cucumber, and he paid me
you know,
200 quid.
I'm like, what, 200 quid? Mate, well, in that case, this food you're paying for this fucking food then. No, well, I don't know, because at the end of the day, it's not fair of me to tell an 18-year-old what she can and can't do, but at the same time, I would, well, if it was in my situation, I would tell her about the repercussions of it,
Yeah.
and I'd make sure she sees the pros and cons of it, make sure she's fully aware of what she's actually getting into, and how basically once she puts stuff up there, it's up there.
Yeah.
So in 10 years, like an employer can find it, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I
And then
guess she's not looking for an employer at that point. You're probably looking to be. It's basically like being a top YouTuber in a sense. Like, you're trying to get to the point where you're never gonna get another job.
Okay, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's especially in that character. You know, the reason why she got that much money is because of who she is, but I feel like, listen, just don't get me wrong. There are people I know who make £1,000 per month, but it's short lived. I feel like.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
so
It's like,
bro, it's very unlikely that you're gonna make enough money to never work for the next 60 years of your life.
yeah, but even if you're making like a living wage, it's not like you're fixed to that. Like, it's basically more of a compound thing. So if you keep making it, you're gonna eventually keep making more and more, right? So it's gonna just keep increasing how much money you make, and
Okay.
I really want to know, right? All of these weirdo men, what are they requesting? I'm so curious as to who
Mate,
these guys are in DMs
men are.
asking for the weird shit that they want. I want a plug socket in your vagina.
I don't know. I feel like, to be honest, it's definitely about time that these old men started like getting patterns, because I feel like
Yeah,
because
but they're
before.
not doing anything. They're paying for it.
Yeah,
Like,
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. At least they're paying for it. Whereas before, you know, they would send a young girl a Facebook message or something, being really weird. Whereas opposed to it now, if they want 16 pencil sharpeners shoved in someone's arsehole, they can do that. They can search up online, pay the right money for it.
yeah. But then again, right? Let's say you meet a girl, and you start talking to her, and you find out that she's doing OnlyFans, but she's not making bank, right? She's making $5,000 a year. I'm just gonna go with a random number.
$5,000 a year.
A year, yeah. Like, she just started. Like, she's been doing it for a year. She's only making $5,000 a year. Like, how do you feel? Like, I don't know.
Well,
I think that's a bit.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, obviously,
They can do
I'm
what they
only.
want. Like, I mean,
Well, I don't know. I feel like especially since they were doing it before we met, sort of thing.
yeah.
Because they did it before we met. Who am I to just be like, oh no, cool, you've got to stop this now.
Yeah.
Because at the end
No,
of the
but
day,
like, would you carry on with that person? Like, would you think of them differently? Because obviously,
well,
other guys are paying,
I
literally,
wouldn't
other guys are
because
paying to see your girl's vagina, more or less.
yeah, listen, them man are paying 50 quid. I'm getting it for nothing. I'm getting the real life thing. Also, just imagine how many paying trainers homegirls could buy me. Listen,
You could have every color of Air Force ever.
I want
No, but I'm saying she's
I
only
want a
making
girl that's
five
rich like
grand.
that.
No, I'm only saying she's making only 5 grand.
Yeah, yeah, but that's 5 grand now though. In 5 years, who knows what she could be making?
All right, let's say she's been doing it for 5 years and she's up to 7 grand a year.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I'll tell her. Listen, obviously, something you're doing is wrong. You need to search up online what you need to do because whatever you're doing is not working.
And then there's like,
I want nice things. Pattern up. Well, but I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of the people, so a lot of the women, and sometimes men, because there's definitely men on OnlyFans, and
oh yeah, they don't make as much for sure,
no,
but
no, well, it's the exact same as being in the porn industry, whereas like
I
women
mean, it
make
is porn.
10 times,
It is porn.
10 times. Okay, yeah, so yeah,
it is the porn industry. It's just not called porn. It's called OnlyFans.
yeah, well, but yeah, no, like men make like 10 times less than any woman makes. Any sort of bog standard woman will make money, and you know what? It's fair enough because at the end of the day, the target audience for porn isn't girls; it's usually men.
Yeah, mainly. I mean, you get both, and anyway,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, 100%. I'm not saying girls don't watch porn because
I think men
fucking
watch
hell,
way.
I know girls watch porn, but
Your
but
mum.
I feel like whoa, pause this podcast right now and get outside. No, no, but no, I feel like it's one of the things where like it's because a lot of the viewers will be mostly men, and especially I don't know, it's fair enough because especially in videos, it's usually a woman who is the main focus of it.
Yeah,
Because if you think about I don't know POV videos
yeah.
like
You don't get
it's the woman's
male.
livelihood. You can see the woman's face, whereas most times you can't even see the man's face.
Yeah, I feel like guys don't want to see other guys in porn anyway.
Well,
Would you do porn?
will I do porn?
Yeah. Oh, right. Basically, there's like couples OnlyFans where people just
Yeah,
like you just shag your girl and you post it and people pay to watch it.
yeah.
Would you ever be into it? I couldn't.
Well, listen, I personally couldn't, but at the same time, if I want some peng Don who had some like 15-inch hammer, yeah,
Yeah.
and I knew people were gonna pay, and I knew I was gonna make 100K a year minimum from doing it.
Yeah. But if you don't, your girl's just like she comes to you one day and she's like, "Oh, Brandon, I've been thinking we can make a little bit of extra money. Why don't we try this like couples OnlyFans thing?"
Okay, well,
And then your dad
I wouldn't.
pays for it.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
Your dad comments, "Top shagger."
That's go on, son. That's my boy.
I told him
that. That's all everything he knows. But you know, I personally couldn't, and that's because I'm the sort of person who worries too much about the repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the repercussions. It's like I don't want anyone I know to find this shit. Like if I could make it,
yeah.
If you could make it so that you do it and no one you know could ever find it, can't. But obviously it's the internet and that's not possible.
Yeah.
Unless you crop out your face, but let's say you have like some random tattoo and then it's pretty obvious.
It's like, oh, there's only one person I know who's got Hannah Montana tattooed on his calf. All right.
Yeah, you'd be giving it away.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I feel like a lot of people don't realise what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. I feel like OnlyFans need to make it clearer about the real repercussions of it because, like I said, I doubt many people will make enough money in the 2 or 3 years they do OnlyFans for them to live for the next 60 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like they need to realise that at the end of the day, some employers will have a negative. Okay, well, there's definitely a negative stigma nowadays with doing that sort of stuff. I feel like employers, sorry, will definitely look at it negatively.
But you could just not put it there and, use a
Yeah,
alias name and then,
oh, I understand. There's definitely ways around it, but at the same time, if you're doing OnlyFans and your face is shown,
yeah,
it's game over.
yeah,
But you know what? The people that do rate is the ones who do not show their face because it means it could be anyone.
yeah. But like, then again, if you know someone well enough, you could probably suss them out from just looking at the rest of the week.
100%. A friend could see, a friend could work it out, but like employers or like distant people, not people you're not that close to, won't be able to tell.
I don't think people get into OnlyFans for just like a side hustle. I think most people get into OnlyFans, especially now, realizing how much money you can make, and they're trying to pursue it full time.
I feel like I do feel like this is going to be a short-lived fad, though. I don't think OnlyFans will be around for the next 20 years.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what a lot of people would have said about like online porn videos. Like that, I feel like the same shit, but you know what? Fair play to all the girls that are hustling out there and making bank off of it.
Honestly, they're making peas that I will never see.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it, right? But the weird thing about OnlyFans is it wasn't made to be like a porn site. It was just made. No, obviously not. I'm pretty sure it was just made as like a platform because you don't have to do porn on it. You can put whatever you want on it, but you make your account and users subscribe to you monthly, and then they can view your exclusive content. But it doesn't have to be porn, and it doesn't have to be anything sexual. You could be like an animator or something. You're really good at animations, and you want to obviously get paid for that. YouTube's really hard to get to break into because there's so many people making YouTube videos now.
Yeah,
it's way too saturated unless you're extremely unique and extremely lucky as well. So if you want to get paid, there's places like Patreon as well.
Yeah,
that do basically the same thing, but OnlyFans is also another way. And I think people just sussed out that if I post this on there, you can do it this way, and you can send requests and pay specifics. That's how I'm pretty sure I heard that's where most girls make their money. It's not on the monthly subscriptions. It's the weirdos who pay a lot for weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, right. Getting back into uni, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I remember just before first year started, after you get accepted and you're officially going to uni, and then you're like, okay, let me get on Amazon and let me start buying shit. I bought all kinds of random crap, and most of it I didn't even need.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
So I'm trying to think, what would your 5 things that you consider a must at uni for anyone who's just about to start?
Must. Okay.
Something you definitely either need to bring or buy.
Okay. And what are you including stuff like a laptop?
Anything.
TV?
Not really a laptop. I think I'm gonna assume someone has a laptop, a computer, a phone, and clothes. And
cool.
Basic pots and pans. The basics probably everyone has. It's other stuff.
I'm trying to think, probably around the start here.
I think sliders.
Yeah,
sliders are one.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Sliders.
They are literally. I'm wearing my sliders now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wearing my sliders now, but sliders at uni, because those carpets, you have to remember, you're not the first person to sleep in that room and to walk on that carpet. I don't like walking around on floors that I don't know when they've been cleaned last.
But a lot of shit has happened.
Yeah.
On them floors.
There's pussy juice on there. There's definitely some cum on that floor. So I think anyone who's going to uni, get sliders. 100% get some comfy sliders, especially in the kitchen. The kitchen floor gets so sticky and nasty from waste men not cleaning it that I think it is probably the most must-have at uni.
Okay, so it's that sort of stuff. I feel like, mate, you know what? This is the one thing I feel like people should do. They should get like a timetable or something.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
do you remember when we went to that fair and they gave us like that sort of timetable that showed like all the different weeks of the first term?
and it also tells you like any events that are running as well.
Yeah, I feel like get something like that so you can sort of plan your term out and like if you have an exam,
Yeah,
write it down as opposed to just knowing it's on that day. Actually write it down so you can visually see it.
yeah.
Um,
You know what? I'd also say to someone who's going to uni, right?
yeah.
I think that Bluetooth speaker is a necessity. I don't care. I think you can't
Hang on, you know what? I've just thought of one.
go.
Just quickly, and this is something I haven't done yet, but I need to.
Yeah.
You know, you can buy like a water filter tap.
Yeah, like a Brita filter.
Yeah, like a Brita
Yeah,
filter. You need to buy one of them because the taps at university are disgusting.
yeah.
The
They.
water at university is trash.
I mean, that could be
But
our area, but I'd still don't trust it.
yeah, but at the end of the day, unless you're up in Scotland, yeah,
Yeah,
like the water, especially in London, is dead.
yeah,
So you need to get one of the brittle filters.
yeah. I think Brita filters are a must. I mean, I spent loads of money on cheap bottled water
Oh
in
man,
first year.
the amount of money I must have spent on bottled water is ridiculous.
Yeah, but then again, I still ended up buying bottled water, but second year but I just used my Brita filter more often because I
But you know what
forget.
though? It's different though because you lived in a house,
Yeah,
so it's not as deep in terms of like the water. The water it would have been fine
yeah,
at a house, whereas opposed to uni where obviously I don't know. So I don't think I just don't. The thing is, it probably is perfectly clean, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just that mindset that it's not.
yeah. It was mainly because when they came out of the tap and you look in your glass, it came out cloudy.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah. Sometimes it did come out cloudy. I can't lie.
And I remember seeing people on my hall's group chat posting about their water in their bathroom and their toilet. It was coming out brown,
Oh Jesus!
disgusting, dirty, dirty water. Do you know
Mate, that is
what?
actually clapped.
Do you know what the one thing that I don't miss about halls is at all?
What?
Fire alarms. All right, fire
Oh
alarm.
mate, but you know what though? I've realised it's certain buildings because I had one fire alarm all year last year.
I had 7 or 8 easily. I remember when there was 3 in 3 days, and people and they were all really late. And I remember the third day, like as people were walking out, you just hear people, whoever did that, you're catching hands. I'm going to fight you because they're always at like fucking 2, 3 a.m. and it always ends up being when you have a 9 a.m.
Oh mate, it's so annoying. And the thing is, it's just annoying when you have to calm down as well. And you're like, and especially depending on how you sleep. If you sleep naked, for instance, if you sleep just in like your underwear,
Yeah.
you've got to get ready. You've got to like, it's just long.
Mm. Uh,
And I think I'm glad I haven't lived on the top floor yet.
oh God!
Can you
I'm
imagine
just
living on the top floor?
imagining, like, if you're not first out to jump in that lift, you are walking down like 7 flights
No,
of stairs.
no. I'm pretty sure because it's a fire alarm, you won't be able to use the lift.
No, you can use a lift. It's just like you shouldn't use a lift.
Okay, but I feel like a lot of people would walk downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, I would get the lift like a fucking doctor, but I get it. You're probably not going to be able to, but because someone's going to click the button before it gets to the top floor, and then they're going to fill it up, and then by the time it gets to you, it's a full lift.
You know, that's so jarring, honestly. Fire alarms and things, it's always people. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know want to live in halls for third year.
Oh,
I'm not living in halls for third year, probably because.
oh, I don't. I've been thinking about it, right? Because after this year, I've got placement, and then
Yeah.
I'm probably going to live in halls because most houses you have to take out 12 months
Oh,
for.
do you?
Yeah, you can't get a contract for less than that unless you do it through the university,
Okay.
their accommodation center. Then you might be able to, but most times it's 12 months that you have to do. So you get your keys in August, and then you finish in June or May, and you still have to pay for all the months up until August.
That is a bit long actually, yeah. And that's another reason why, following on from last episode, why you should get a part-time job.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you know what? Like I don't know, because you saw how dead my flat was this year,
Oh yeah, it was.
and how
I didn't know
literally,
anyone.
I swear down, I knew the name of one person.
Yeah.
I didn't have a conversation longer than 2 sentences at all throughout the 6 months that I lived there.
Euro. Does it?
Oh, it was just long in it. It's just so long. But I feel like in third year it probably is a bit different, because I feel like in the second year people move out usually.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going into the second year, most people get a house like together with the people they know. But if you don't get a house, you can apply for halls with your friends. So you can apply people you want to be with, and then I think it's easier for them to try just group a whole bunch of people that want to be grouped together in a hall than try mixing and matching loads of new people.
You know what? That would be quite sick actually.
Yeah.
As opposed to renting a house, like renting halls, because obviously you have cleaners there still.
Yeah. And you're living with people that hopefully aren't as dirty as first year flatmates.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. First year, some flatmates in first year can be mad, and because again, it's the first time they've moved out. Then you're used to their parents or carer picking stuff up after them, so they just leave it in the state.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was a guy in my flat, who bought a rice cooker. He used it, and there was like rice left in it, and it just got left on the kitchen table because that's where the cleaners put all the stuff when they wipe down the surfaces, and it got left there so long that everything got moldy and disgusting. And then instead of cleaning it, he bought another rice cooker. The biggest flex I've ever seen is buying two rice cookers.
Ain't that cheap?
It was like the smallest one ever. I guarantee it was like 20 quid. But even 20 quid twice, right? Why? And then the second one got dirty and moldy, and then he just didn't buy another one.
Mate, that takes the piss.
Yeah. Like, how rich are you to be able to afford 2 rice cookers?
Mate, like I said, I know international students who didn't cook a single meal.
Yeah.
They got Uber Eats or Just Eat Deliveroo for every single meal they had.
I mean, how much money do you have to have when you're an international student to afford that kind of stuff?
But you know what? I was talking to a mate about this. I genuinely did not see. I knew this one person who didn't pay for his. Sorry, they bought every single meal they ever had. Like, they didn't cook a single meal at all.
That is just ridiculous. I don't know how someone can even afford that. Like,
but I feel like these people aren't coming from millionaire households. I feel like in certain cultures, education is so important to them that their parents will work and their main focus will be to put their kids through school.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like
there's putting your kids through school, and then there's buying them a Balmain Paris fucking trench coat.
How real is this stuff though? That's what I'm starting to think, because I'm starting to really not believe that there are thousands and thousands of millionaires who can afford to buy.
But you don't have to be a millionaire.
£6,000 coat.
You don't have to be a millionaire to spend £6,000 on a coat.
But no, okay, but at the same time, I feel like either their mind's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
To the point where they think £6,000 on a coat is calm.
Yeah.
But even then, to have £6,000 spare to buy a coat.
Mm.
And the thing is, it wasn't as if they had a £6,000 coat, but then just wore Reebok bottoms and trainers.
No, they go full kit. Like, they're full kit wankers.
I saw a man go into a gym.
Yeah.
With Gucci trainers.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, who are you flexing on? Like,
mate. But the thing is, I don't think they're flexing. I genuinely don't think they're thinking, "Oh, everyone look at me." I feel like that is just the way they are, and I feel like fashion is so important, especially from what I've seen in like China, in Japan, for instance. European fashion is so important. I feel like, I feel like the Paris Louis Vuitton. I'm pretty sure they have put a ban on how much Chinese tourists can buy
Yeah.
because the tax is so much higher in China.
Yeah. So they just splurge when they're in
So,
tourists.
but yeah, I feel like it's a part. And also, it's part of our culture, really. How many roadmen do you see who are who are doing squares, for instance,
Mm.
just to afford this little scooter that goes 30 miles per hour?
That scooter makes you the least intimidating person ever. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
mate.
If I see a roadman pulling up, right, with a scooter, like, and it's electric as well, so it just makes no sound. But you're just there, like, zooming around. I'm like, you don't look like a bad man. That's the same kind of people that, like, that use their scooter to get to work, like, in an office job.
Oh, but I don't know. It just really annoys me seeing them because like
They take them into the
who
library.
honestly like again it's one of them fads where people will have spent £300 on a scooter that they won't use in 2 years.
Yeah,
But
those scooters, what was it? Sorry, I cut you off, but the UK finally allows the renting ones. It was banned before; you couldn't have them, but now they lifted it, so companies can set up to rent electric scooters in central
that would
London.
be sick. But at the same time, oh, also wait, did you see that apparently with these scooters you're supposed to have a driving license and you're supposed to have insurance?
No, I don't. I think it's for personal ones, yeah, but I don't think the
Yeah,
rented ones.
no, not renting ones. Renting ones you'll be calm. But you know what? Some countries do have renting scooters like that
Yeah,
because
loads of already do.
our Santander bikes
Yeah,
are the biggest rip-off I've ever seen in my life. And
waste
the
of
reason
money.
behind it is they charge £1 per half an hour.
Yeah,
Whereas if you go to like Lisbon, for instance, it's that sort of money for the whole day.
yeah.
It's ridiculous, and it's just because we live in London. Like I don't know, things are just so much more expensive, and it's making me upset.
I get it. I mean, London, there's the London tax, and I've been looking at houses outside of London, and even in areas like Manchester, which it's not far off London. Like there's
Yeah,
everything you need, they have in Manchester.
100%,
Manchester's
100%,
huge, right? But house prices are like a fifth for
mate.
this
It's
for
ridiculous.
more.
Manchester city centre,
Yeah,
a three-bedroom house with a nice garden is 200k.
it's ridiculous.
Are you mad? To live in the city centre of Manchester where it'll be everything is there.
Yeah,
It just, oh mate, it annoys you so much because in London, because okay, well, because we're from London,
yeah,
I can't imagine being older and not buying a house in London, sort of thing. Because I know now I don't, I live out, I just live just outside London,
yeah.
but I'm always in London. I'm always in the area. So I feel like I just can't warrant spending twice as much on a house that is twice as small as buying a house which is just outside of London.
Yeah. There's
But
no way.
it's ridiculous. And the thing is, I don't think I necessarily want my kid to grow up in London.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, but like, even if London's only really good when you get older. Like, when you're a kid, you don't really, I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't go
No,
out, you can't,
well, to be fair, for me personally, I moved out of London when I was like 15.
yeah,
So basically, it made me realise how much easier it was living in London to see my mates. And no, if I hadn't grown up in London, I would miss it, sort of thing.
yeah.
But because I was raised there,
It's because your life was there.
you remember I used to have to travel an hour to get to school every day.
Yeah, that was dead.
So an hour there, an hour back.
Dead.
Whereas before, I lived 5 minutes down the road.
Mm.
And obviously, everyone I knew was from that area, so I used to always have to come down. And I have to leave at a certain time because as soon as you get out of London, buses outside London can honestly suck my big toe. I hate them so much. Buses outside city centres, ridiculous, mate. I've got a bus outside mine now. Thank God I've got a car now, but the bus comes every 2 hours, and the last bus is at 6.
That's just how many
And
buses
it
go?
ain't.
Like three in a day. There's
I think
one.
it's like
There's one bus driver whose whole job is to drive
it is.
three
No, no,
ways.
no. Jeremy is one bus driver.
He, my guy gets paid a decent wage to sit in a bus and drive there and back 3 times, and then he calls it a day.
I'm trying to think how often it comes. I think it comes 10 times per day with like there back sort of thing.
mate,
But
you're just
but basically, I just feel like transport outside London, outside city centres, needs to be patterned up because seriously, Britain are some nutty rich country, but at the same time, I can't. There are certain places I can't get to, and past 6 p.m. I can't get a bus into my town centre. Are you mad?
yeah, you have to walk.
Ubers, bro. I cannot get Uber Eats where I live. I cannot get Uber where I live.
I mean, you do live in a field.
I do live in the middle of the field, but Uber. Okay, listen. That's how you know you live in the sticks. When you cannot get an Uber to or from your house.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what it's like a lot anywhere north of London as well, other than big cities. But um, I just feel like it's the same thing. You can't get Ubers. I mean, what Uber driver is fucking making routes around Yorkshire? Like,
Well, that's true actually, and it's like when I was 15, basically, I lived with mum on weekends as well,
yeah,
growing up. Basically, my mum lived in this weird, this like village,
yeah.
and you think 2 hours a day is bad? This bus came at 9 and it came at 3. That is it. I lived in the area where there was 2 churches. It was a proper weird, very, 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 very white area.
Of course.
Where like maybe people used to go to church every Sunday, and obviously being in London Monday to Friday, but then going to this weird Essexy village Saturday to Sunday, bro, it can't run, it cannot run, and I feel like being from London is so great because when you move out of London, then you realise what you really miss out on.
But then again, like bringing up kids in London, A, it's more expensive, and B, they're not really missing out much when you're growing up as a child in London. I feel like.
Oh no, I understand it. If you're raised in like I don't know Yorkshire, for instance, you're going out completely fine. It's not as if you're going to grow up with like 16 legs just because you're not from London sort of thing. But I feel like growing up in London, then moving out is awful because I hate where I live, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if I have to do anything, I have to drive down half an hour to get into where we live, sort of area. Yeah. It's just long. But yeah, no. If you grow up out of London, then you definitely won't miss anything about London, sort of thing.
I think growing up outside London is actually better because then once we are old enough to move out and you go to uni possibly in London or around it, you can go there and you can actually enjoy it properly, doing all the fun stuff that people like about London. You can only do that when you're 18 plus.
That is true actually, because a lot of people do move to London when they get older.
Yeah, I mean,
and like I can't lie. Sometimes I'm there thinking, why? Like I'm sort of like, okay, cool, London is great, but at the same time, like I don't know, because I feel like I definitely don't appreciate it because London it probably is one of the greatest cities in the world.
Oh yeah, has to be. I mean, we haven't been to many, but it has to be.
But no, we just don't appreciate it as much. Well, I definitely don't appreciate it as much as I would.
I mean, there's the crazy thing about London and big cities, especially in the UK, is like you can pretty much get anything at any time.
Yeah.
And that's so underestimated. It's like being able to just be like, oh, it's 2 a.m. I kind of want the Chinese, right? At 2 a.m. and you can get it within like 20 minutes. Like sent to your door. It's incredible. Like you can't do that everywhere in the world, and especially from your toilet. Like ordering on like Uber Eats, just taking a shit, right? Getting ready to put more body in to produce more shit. It's just the best. You just sit there and you can see the delivery driver, see my guy named Yusuf driving around, and he just drops off my food and we're good to go. Like, don't have
100%. Uber Eats is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely. Uber in general has changed the game. And what's always happened with it? Because didn't they say that it's like, they're not getting a TFL license?
Oh, I don't know. I think that the black cab drivers are complaining because Uber's killing their business because who the fuck is going to pay for a more expensive black cab when you could just get an Uber and I don't have to call them and figure out where I am I just click Uber, come get me, like
Yeah,
just take me
100%.
home, the take me home
100%.
button, and it comes and gets you, and you get taken. Like that's it.
Black cabs are so expensive.
Yeah, they're just, and that's why I think the whole Uber fiasco even started was because of the
Oh
black
yeah,
cab
100%.
drivers.
Because a lot of black cabbies, they'll be because I feel like a lot of them have had to do Uber.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, but I think you do Uber if you're a black cab driver? I don't
Well,
know.
surely because when they still have the exact same license.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a cab license to be an Uber driver. You just have to sign up and get all your documents.
Haven't you?
Yeah.
No. Because I swear you've got registered with TfL.
No, not that I know of. I mean, I'm pretty sure just to be an Uber driver.
No, there's no way because you know every Uber I get in, they always have like their name tag on the front.
Yeah, but that's because they were a cab driver and then they just, or they do that. But definitely not. I mean, I've signed up to be Uber Eats delivery driver. I didn't have to do a single thing. All I had to do was send in my documents, get a background check to prove that I'm not a paedophile, and I'm good to go. So on your way. That's it.
Yeah, okay. That's very true actually.
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing to be a cab driver. Just, I think more people want to be delivery driver because talking to people or driving people around in cabs is less ideal, especially drunk people.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Imagine having a decent car. Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a cab driver. I'm gonna do Uber full time. You take a lease out on a new Prius because it's the most economical car to buy. You bring out, you got a 20 plate Prius. You go out, you're doing Friday night shifts, and you're outside a nightclub. 3 or 4 drunk girls get in, and one of them is just sick all over your floor.
Oh mate, and you know what? I swear, if you throw up in Uber, they usually charge like 150. But basically, if you don't use the app, like if you take away, cause you know how you have to actually manually put in your card details and it saves it.
Yeah.
If you remove your card details, then I don't think you've got to pay.
Yeah, I think my mate did that as well. He the Uber driver tried to charge him for some shit like damages or whatever, and he just straight away, as soon as he saw that, he removed his card, deleted his details, everything about him, and just says, "I'm not going to use Uber anymore."
And the thing is, that is peak for that Uber driver because especially when it's not their fault. So like, if someone throws up in your car, because like that smell, it doesn't just come out. It doesn't matter how well you clean it.
No,
it takes a few days for it to leave.
It sticks into the furniture.
Yeah, exactly. So that means that person's lost a few days worth of business.
But I don't think it works that way. I think it's like a lot of times it's Uber will pay out to the driver, and then they just charge the person to get their money back. So the driver's getting his money and his sort, so he can keep working and making them more money, but they wait on the person to pay back.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough then.
Yeah, so I don't think the driver's missing out on anything. They don't have to wait because imagine it's like Uber tells you like, no, we're waiting for that person to pay. You're worth like $10 billion. Are you? Give me my 150 quid. Like, shut up.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because at the end of the day, Uber will make that in like a few seconds.
Yeah, they make so much money. They don't have to worry about that.
You know what? Uber was such a smart idea.
Oh, it's genius. But the thing is, all these like brilliant ideas are always so simple. The simplest ideas are the best.
Exactly, because it's something that you don't think that you need, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like all the time. It's like, yeah, but you can just use it the way it is now. But I think a lot of people are in that mindset that they don't really want to change and try something new, and this new idea is foreign until someone else, or they see that everyone's using it, and then they're like, okay, I guess I'll use it to follow everyone. But there's this because that's like I'm experimenting with loads of note-taking apps and database softwares and stuff to try help me at uni, like organize my life and organize my knowledge and my notes in a better way. And I found this company that makes this software. It's like a note-taking app, but it's probably the most genius thing that I've ever thought of, they've ever done. It's quite expensive and it's a monthly subscription, but they have like student discounts and all kinds of stuff. If anyone wants to have a look, check it out yourself. But let's say you're making notes on a topic, whatever it may be, you add double square brackets around a word or a phrase or anything. Let's say you pick the word accounts, right? You're like, okay, double square bracket. That automatically turns that word into a page, and it references every time you've used that word. So let's say you're going through, yeah, and it works like both ways. So let's say you write the word accounts about this topic, and you do loads of stuff, and you add and you keep adding double square bracketing accounts. It's not making new ones; it's adding to that one. And then if you click on any of those links, you can see every single time you've linked it and the context you've linked it, and it references anywhere that you might have just used the word as well, not directly linked it. So let's say you're typing up your notes, and you want to find some old notes. You can open those notes and you can see everywhere you've referenced it and everywhere you used it, and then it connects to each other. So the idea is like it works more like how your brain stores knowledge, because your brain isn't just a big folder within a folder within a folder. Your brain's like connect this to that, and it just goes into this big like mesh map, and that's the way it works, and it's genius. And once I saw it and how it works, I recommend it to anyone. Like it's so good, and it's so easy to use. It's brilliant.
Okay, and what's the app called so people can look at it?
It's Rome Research. So it's more.
How's it spelled?
ROAM.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Rome Research. Link down below.
No. If they want to sponsor us, they can. But
yeah, no, you're more than welcome to sponsor us.
Yeah,
please.
Love your product. Hopefully more people can get it, and they can see this and sponsor us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when it comes to uni work, making notes is all good for a bit, but I think you need to turn those notes into something, because those notes are basically useless by themselves. You need to stay organized with your work. That's the only way you can keep up.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's the only way you can keep up with the content and with your work and making sure you actually get a decent grade.
You know, I feel like people underappreciate how important just writing out notes are.
Yeah.
Literally, the way I do revision personally is by just making notes.
Yeah.
Literally, the lecture slide you get, just the thing is, I copy word for word, which obviously
that's a terrible way. It's proven that that's the worst way to take notes to remember.
But it works.
I mean,
it works.
It works, but it's not the most effective way.
No, the best thing to do is to paraphrase, put it into your own words. But I generally don't. I generally just copy word for word.
Yeah, no, I think the best way, and it's proven that the best way to remember and to learn is active recall. So the simplest one is flashcards, right? Looking through them and asking yourself these questions and forcing your brain to try remember and pull this knowledge out is the best way to remember it, because and saying it out loud changes everything, because you're stamping it. It's not like oh yeah I guess I knew that one. You flip over, you're like oh yeah I'll remember that next time. You're saying it out loud and you're remembering it, and you're actually using your brain to try pull this knowledge out and or learn this new thing, and it's by far better. I mean, I'm terrible at just learning from making notes. It takes me forever, especially for the content we have. Making notes is nearly just pointless. You have to shorthand it, and then you have to turn it into questions, and then you have to just learn from that. So that's what I think is by far the best way to learn at university.
You know what? I definitely think we should definitely do an episode which is more dedicated to what to do at university in terms of during lectures, what to write and stuff. I feel like people will definitely find it more helpful.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we could make it for the next episode.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
And anyone who's listening, I think that if you can afford it, I know obviously it's not ideal, but if you can afford an iPad and an Apple Pencil for university, you will be saving yourself so much time and headache forever. Right.
Well, you know what though?
Yeah.
Obviously, I listened to you and I got an iPad and an Apple Pencil.
Yeah.
I generally didn't find it as helpful.
Yeah, but you didn't start taking your notes that way, and so going between half doing one and then half doing another. The way I see it is when you're going in, and this is how I've noticed it. It's like, oh, I'm in a tutorial or something, and I'm doing these questions, and I'm like, oh shit, I kind of forgot this topic. I don't have to try remember to bring all my textbooks or all my exercise books from all these different lectures. I literally just open up that slide that I had split screen and have a quick read over that topic, and then I can answer the questions on the same page. You're also saving the environment. So
yeah, about to say it will definitely save you a lot of paper.
Yeah, and then there's also searching for stuff like trying to filter through handwritten notes on paper, like trying to find this one sheet of paper that you know that you have. I think just typing in a search bar and searching it is like a million times faster.
It takes so much space as well.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, though I did just say it didn't work for me, I definitely feel like I definitely need to sort of get more used to it because I'm just looking at my desk now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notepads.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's literally one iPad there. Like
that just turns into one. Like you have everything on one device. It's also lighter on your back if you want to look at it that way. If you have an
iPad, you don't necessarily need a bag, sort of thing. You just carry it.
Yeah, I mean, rain, but yeah.
If you live on campus, then definitely.
Yeah, like it's brilliant, and I don't regret buying my one ever because it's the most useful tool I have. Like taking pictures of like worksheets and stuff, so you don't lose them. You're not wasting paper. You can work directly on the worksheet. You can rub things out. Nothing's permanent. And then if you want to like turn those notes into stuff that you submit, you just hit export PDF, done. 2 seconds. You can submit it. You don't have to rewrite stuff or anything. Or like for me, it's like making diagrams. And let's say I'm like drawing half a diagram, and I'm like, oh shit, I've actually drawn this a little bit too small. I just resize it.
Oh yeah.
I just click on the shape, resize it, make it bigger, and then it fits. Like, there's so many little things, and obviously it's not ideal for everyone because it's pretty expensive, but I think it's worth the money.
Well, because I swear, isn't the Apple Pen like 90 quid?
Yeah, it's like 100 quid. The best iPad to get for right now is the iPad Air 3 that supports Apple Pencil, and it's like 300 quid. And if you get the student deal, you also get free AirPods with your iPad, which is great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you want, you can either sell those AirPods for at least pretty much what they're worth, which is 160 quid, or you can just use them to yourself and you get a 160 quid pair of headphones for free.
You know what? Apple are good like that because I bought my MacBook Pro last year.
Yeah.
I think I saved like 20%, but I also got a pair of Beats.
Yeah. I mean, it's
and you know what? I swear you can go to like, I think it's like either Apple or Google campus in London.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to use their resources. I
mean, I think so, but they don't have that much. It's just like an open work area, like just it's just like tables and stuff. That if I'm correct, but I'm not sure. So it's definitely just an open work area to do your stuff and make sure you have that time and space. But it's not that special. But I think Apple has the best deals for students for back to school stuff by far.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're worth that just if you're, because most students get a MacBook these days.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like literally, it's rarer to not see a MacBook now.
Yeah, but the thing is, most students don't even need one. They can.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I think like they are really, really good though. Especially when everyone has an iPhone.
Yeah.
Everyone has an iPad.
Yeah.
Everyone has AirPods.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for it as well, but I mean, you don't need that much power. Most people are just writing essays. They're not doing any kind of
you know what? Literally, I thought I thought I was going to use it a lot more than what I do, but like because I don't know, if you watch YouTube, you can watch it on your PlayStation, on your TV.
Yeah, there's a million ways to watch it. Or you could just buy a cheaper laptop. Like, why
Yeah,
do you have to get a MacBook? Or why do you have to get a new one? You could get a used one. Like,
yeah. And I feel like a lot of people get the MacBook Pro because it looks better, but like the MacBook Air is just as good.
yeah. Well, the MacBook Air, it's a little bit weaker, but they updated it so it doesn't look like the old MacBook Air where it's like silver bezels and stuff. It looks basically like the MacBook Pro. You couldn't tell them
Yeah,
apart from the little writing at the bottom that says MacBook Pro. Like,
yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, I get it. Like, if you want to buy it for long term, makes sense. But I think a lot of people just waste their money on stuff that they don't need. Like, it's not necessary to buy that much fucking technology for uni. You can get away with just going to lectures with pen and paper and using this university campus computers. You don't need to buy a thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's nice,
I get you.
but a lot of people, that's how they spend their maintenance loan. And I think it's terrible. People,
Oh, you know, I feel like a lot of people just spend their maintenance loan on like I don't know some nice trainers. Like the amount of Alexander McQueen's I've seen on
I
campus.
actually hate that shoe.
I know you think I like it,
I hate
but
that
at the
shit.
same time, 350 is a lot, especially if you're working full time. Do what you want in it.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, if you have the money for it, fuck it, I don't care. But I'm just saying that we don't recommend it.
I don't know because I feel like 350, especially for a shoe that it just looks like a big Stan Smith.
That's what I'm always saying. It's like it's just a Stan Smith that's bigger. Like what difference is it? Just buy a Stan Smith for like 60 quid. Why?
Literally, you're paying £290 more just for a fucking a dinosaur version.
Yeah. Are those shoes really worth 5 times more than Stan Smiths? No, they're not. And you can't tell me otherwise. They're not.
And you know what? They're probably made like by the same factory with like the same materials.
They're pretty similar. I wouldn't say the same, but I guarantee there's not that much. Or even if there is, right, you still can buy 5 pairs of Stan Smiths over those. 5.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, I sort of live with the philosophy in most cases, except for like really big purchases where like if you can buy it twice
Yeah.
and have money left over, then fair enough, do what you want.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's just ridiculous. Like, if you've got 4 grand and you spend 2 grand on a computer, are you really being like good with your money? Probably not. Like,
Yeah.
like if when loan drops, most people can afford things more than twice over, but it doesn't mean it's still a good purchase.
Well, you know what? No, I feel like a laptop is a good investment
Oh
because.
no, I'm excluding a laptop. I'm talking about like designer
Oh,
clothing.
okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. No. Well, the reason why I got my part-time job at university was to pay for. Like, if I wanted to buy a Stone jumper, D Square T-shirt, I would use it through my actual part-time money.
Yeah.
And I feel like people should start thinking about saving
Yeah.
their student loan.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I feel like during third year, because I haven't done it so far, because you know when things come up, for example, coronavirus. Like
Yeah.
if I didn't have my student loan during coronavirus, I haven't worked for 4 months.
Yeah.
So like I feel like